Hello again, Andy with Handy Andy, and we are out today at another great property in East Cobb, Marietta, running through some home repairs. And so many times I come out to see customers, and I wish I had been here 5 years ago because we would have saved this customer a lot of headache and money. And unfortunately, a lot of people either can't find contractors or they're so busy with their lives, they just tuck inside and they're not really looking at the exteriors until it's kind of too late. And it's not too late here, but he's having to spend a lot more money to get this house turned around because he didn't have somebody to partner with. And we'll come out for the little stuff. And if you're part of our homeowners program, we come out once a year and do a free walk around and catch a lot of stuff while it's little. People don't realize that we'll come out and clean gutters. We do a lot of little stuff for people too. So you don't have to save this stuff up, because what happens is you save it up or you can't find someone to do the little stuff and you forget about it, and then all of a sudden it's big stuff. And some of the stuff is simple. So like when you come around to the left side, we talk about this in so many videos. There's not a lot we can do about it now, but he's got corrugated pipe running underground. And if you tap this downspout, it's clogged. And so it's rotted the 5/4 board here. And the water now is just dropping all at the side of the house right here. On both of his garage doors, the frames are rotted. And most times with any kind of contractor, if you're looking at a piece of wood has 6 faces, just like your cell phone, or if you're watching this on an iPad or a tablet, wood is the same way. And so if you don't prime, paint, seal those 6 faces, it's gonna rot eventually. Even the caulk that we use is premium stuff that's $8, $10 a tube. And even our stuff is gonna fail over time. Like here, you see where the caulk has stretched. He's got a little settlement here at this pier. Every house settles for the first 30 years, believe it or not. So even our caulk will fail and need to be touched up, and that's why we have a warranty on it. Any wood repairs we do in a home has a lifetime of ownership warranty. We were out recently for a homeowner that we worked on 30 years ago, and they called us and said, you know, Andy, we know you said lifetime, but we'll be happy to pay you to come out. Nah, it was still warranty. They still owned the house, so we did it. But like all homeowners, they got more for us to do. So when you're looking around the house and you see, like, if you can see the black at the top of this arch window right here, that's where the caulk has failed and the house settled just a little bit. It's nothing to be afraid of. When you see steps down the brick like here, we can just fill that in and cover it over in case this homeowner is selling his house, because an inspector will write this up and it just scares people. But this is normal settlement. If you go in your house and instead of it running down the mortar joints, you got 5 or 6 bricks cracked in the middle, that's a whole different deal. And we may have to refer you to another contractor that specializes in jacking up that kind of stuff, like Ram Jack, or even AquaGuard is doing some of that stuff now. When we come over here, these are more difficult repairs, and so this homeowner thinks he's got to replace all his windows because he's got rot like this. We're the only company in Atlanta that'll fix that rot with real wood. We're craftsmen. That's what we do. We've got master carpenters on staff that we break out the tools, make our own trim, make our own wood. These are builder grade windows, but to replace them is $30,000, $40,000, and he's not going to get it back on a resale. So unless he just wants to have new windows, nah. We'll also paint up this house for him. We'll get these upper plates up here, Rust-Oleum, so they're not rusting out. This corner right here, this end cap may be okay. It looks rotted from the ground, but my guys will check it. He's got another soffit right here above my head. I'm going to go up for a second. You're not going to see it real well. I'll try to back the other way. So this soffit's rotted out because the gutter's clogged. And someone has, since he's probably been here, repaired that fascia board. They actually look like they replaced the soffit too, but because they didn't back prime and seal everything, just rotted out again. How many times of a homeowner have you paid multiple times to repair a certain area of your home? Here's another repair we see all the time. Every contractor in East Cobb is going to come out here and tell you got to replace the whole door. No, we can actually repair this rotted side light right here. We'll make the repair piece and we'll show you when we're done. Never pay a contractor to make a repair like this one. You see that line right there? That's a horizontal line. It hasn't rotted out yet, but it's going to start to. We always do everything on a weather cut 45. This brick mold right here is rotted again because it didn't back prime and seal all 6 faces. They only paint what you see. All contractors, most of us are just trying to get as quick as we can, get in, get out, make the money, and move on. We're relationship driven. So if you're patient with us, you know, yeah, like anybody else, I have my detractors and that's okay. But if you're decent with us, we'll always come back out. We'll always do what we can for you. And especially, people don't realize this, if you have any kind of an insurance loss, call us. Don't just get, you know, get on the phone with your insurance company. They're going to call ServPro out or somebody like that, and all the money's going to go for the cleanup, and you're not going to have money to put your stuff back. Okay. As we come around here, this corner board's still good, but it all needs to be caulked. We'll catch that on the paint job if this homeowner has us do that. This is Nichihana siding. It's older generation siding. It's still in pretty good shape. It's not hardy plank. This window, it's gonna be hard to see in this light, but the left and right brick molds are rotted. It's a little more obvious here. When you see trim that looks like it's wrinkled, like when you've had your fingers in the pool for too long, it's rotted, it needs to be replaced. So in areas like this, we'll cut out that first foot, back prime and seal it, and you've got a lifetime ownership warranty on it. In this case, if he decides to sell the house within the next 6 months to a year, we'll let that warranty go over to a new buyer. See the wrinkling in this corner right here? Same thing. And that's a lot of what this is. If you look closely in some of these windows, they're air nailed in the factory, and then you see the little black lines on the sashes running horizontal with the siding, so to speak. That dark shadow's never been caulked and sealed as many times as this house has probably been painted. And that's why some of his windows are starting to rot. Corner board, same issue. This corner board over here, we'll replace the bottom 10 feet of it. The corner board on the whole chimney is gone on both fronts. They've got to be replaced on all sides. This double window here at the basement, that top molding is rotted all the way through, and the left and right brick molds. So he's got a lot of stuff, and unfortunately, you get a lot of contractors come out and tell you it can't be fixed, and we deal with this stuff every day. Most contractors tell him he's got to rip this whole deck down and start over. No, he can salvage a lot of this. This is old growth wood. The wood I'm buying today is pressure treated, isn't as good. It's not made as well because they changed the chemicals in it. Down here on this deck, he's got about 12 boards to replace, and then we'll add some screws to it. We'll add some screws to the balusters. Everything on here is nailed. Same thing with the main deck. So there's things we can do to tighten this up, and then once it's restained, it'll be good. Some of these windows down here, these are pretty good, except for the molding I told you about. When you move up to this window on the main level, the sashes on the right side and the left side are rotted through, the upper left right here, and all that stuff we can repair. So the guys are coming out telling them you got to replace all the windows. Nah. You just have to know what you're doing and want to be able to save customers money. And unfortunately, most contractors are not relationship driven. You use them once, you'll never use them again. Or you'll get a handyman who you think is good and blah, blah, blah. It sounds good, the price is reasonable. And then one day a guy like me comes along and says, who's been doing your work? And you'll see some of that up here in a minute. The stairs are you got about 8 treads that need to be replaced. We would add a riser, which will fill this open space right here. And it'll also support the front step so they're not splitting and cracking like you have here, through here. None of this stuff is screwed. On both sides of the railing, he needs posts on either side that are bolted to the frame. There'll be some things we're not going to do. We're going to leave for an inspection repair. If you're just even thinking about maybe selling your house, you don't want to fix everything. We talk people out of stuff all the time because a buyer's going to get a home inspection, and you want to be able to negotiate some of that stuff away or let one of your agents do it. We work for a ton of real estate agents around Atlanta. If you're looking for some good agents, let us know. These people that are going with discount agents, it's a mistake. I flipped over 2,000 houses in my life. I think I've sold my own maybe 3 or 4 times. I always hire a real estate agent for that market that specializes in a particular market and get out of their way and let them do what they do. You just have to pay your agents to do the work. That's what they do. This whole thing that AI is replacing people is a joke, at least in my industry. But so you can see the condition of the decking up here. His framing is old growth and it's solid. I've been here for a couple hours going through this house. The top rail all the way across has to be replaced. This 2x4, a couple of posts may need to be replaced because they're warped. He's got about 12 boards up here in this section that need to replace the whole length of the run here. And again, I'll get up close in here. See this wrinkling in the wood right there? That lets you know that brick mold's rotted. And that's what I'm talking about when I say it reminds me of when I've been swimming in the pool or sitting in the hot tub too long. You get that wrinkled look. You just know it's rotted. I don't even have to touch it. These are the sash points that I'm talking about. See that circle? That's an air nail, and the line above it is where the sash frame comes together. It's never been caulked or sealed. Same thing down here. This window is just starting to rot in the kitchen. I'm assuming this is the kitchen. And then stuff that kills me, and again, not knocking this homeowner. This homeowner was actually recommended to me by a top real estate agent who I can give you her name and number if you want. But somebody came in here and replaced this brick molding around this window, or this French door, with vinyl. If you live in Georgia, don't put vinyl on your house unless it's maybe up in an attic area that just doesn't get much sunlight, and like a third story window or something like that. Here in a French door, it's just a bad idea. And then this person that did this, yeah, this will never rot. But you see that line behind it? That's wide open. So every time it rains, the water is going right behind. Look at this. Look at this outside joint, never caulked, and there's no flashing across here. So in heavy rain, where's the water going? Behind the door, inside the wall cavity. People kill me. And I'm sure he paid good money for somebody to do this. And then when they did it, they damaged the siding. If you can see right up here, see that nice hole up there? This is East Cobb. It's not just East Cobb, honestly. It's all over Metro Atlanta. What's terrible is that if you live in East Cobb or Brookhaven or Sandy Springs, you're going to pay a premium, you know, and that's just stinks. Our prices are what they are, and we fix the unfixable here every day. Most of these windows that he's got, no one would fix them. This is a repair someone did probably before he bought the house. See the horizontal cut, top and bottom? And so we talk about this all the time. Because they didn't back prime and seal it and it was cut on a horizontal instead of weather cut, now it's rotted a little bit further up. The replacement piece is rotted. See the wrinkles? And the piece below it is now rotted as well. So replace about 5 feet there. The things that we do on decks that are unusual is when we do the work on this deck, we're going to encourage this homeowner to put a pressure treated custom cut flashing plate all the way around this inside edge. It'll keep the water from ever getting to that. There is flashing there now, but it's flashing lasts about 30 years, which is about where this house is, 25, 30 years, probably 25. And so it obviates the need for flashing. It'll actually kick the water out so it can drain away from the house. We do that on all the decks we build brand new. The difference is you're looking, it's a lot cheaper to fix her and keep her than it is to go new. This deck scares people because he's got a couple holes you can see over there where people walk through. You know, I'm not a lightweight, and so, you know, I got to make sure I walk in the framing so I don't fall through here while I'm videoing this thing. Look for the black on your house all the time. You see where the siding hits this corner board? See that black line? It's wide open, which is partially why the corner board rotted. And this is a repair right here that was done previously to him buying the house, and you can see it's rotted all the way through. They made horizontal cuts and it failed. Same thing up there. There's another piece way up there that's kind of discolored right there. Horizontal cuts, trap the water, so now all of it needs to be replaced. This window right here, the 2 fixed windows on either side of the chimney, probably in the master bedroom suite. You got rot in the actual sash, which no one repairs except us. So we've seen people try and put putty in there and kind of Bondo it over. Painters will do that and consider it a carpentry repair. When you do that, the fungi that causes the rot in the first place is anaerobic. So as soon as you seal it over, you gave it a Hotel 6, it's going to continue to rot the rest of that window. We actually router out the bad wood like a dentist would on your tooth, come in with a new piece, back prime and seal, and put a lifetime ownership warranty on it. Same with this one right here. This window is unfixable to every contractor in Atlanta except for us. And when we do this job, we'll come back and show you what it looks like. And hopefully if this client's still in this house 5 years from now, we'll come show it to you again. It's what we do. It's kind of why I stay in business. Honestly, I'm old enough that I don't need to do this stuff anymore. I could have retired a long, long time ago. If people knew my backstory, we do this as a family because we love it, and we're tired of people getting taken advantage of us from contractors in Atlanta. This triple window is another one right here that they'll tell you cannot be repaired. If you look at the lower sash in that center window and the right one, and the upper sash in the right and center again, they're both rotted. We'll repair those. It's a lot cheaper than replacing windows, and then when you replace one window, you got to do what? Replace them all because they don't match, right? Another thing that comes up all the time, not in his house, but these are thermopane windows. If you got a thermopane, we make our own. So we can turn these windows around in under 5 days. The average window company in Atlanta is just on the thermopane units, not the whole window, but just the glass units that we make, they're 60 to 90 days out. You see the rot in the sash right here? This all started because they didn't caulk the window over here and it wasn't painted properly. See how they got a little bit of flashing on these windows? It's not right. They bent it down the edges instead of sending it out about 1/4 of an inch to 1/2 an inch, 3/4 of an inch past the edge of that brick mold right there. But it's certainly better than what they got on that French door. Again, you can see this window a little bit closer here. Outside brick mold is rotted. I'm not tall enough. I wish Andrew were here. He's 6'5". My son is 6'5" now. unbelievable. The deck out here, you can see the condition of the top rail. Some of these balusters, all this stuff was nailed. It was never screwed. Nails are temporary, screws are forever. Code is everything needs to be screwed now. You can't nail decks anymore, but people are still doing it. And a lot of this stuff, someone's come through here at some point, added some screws, you can kind of see. So at one point it was nailed, then someone came through and screwed it. And then because they didn't drill pilot holes, yeah, the screws are great, but then it split the wood. And then this homeowner forgot to stay up on his standing and stuff, and that's where we are now. I think this post right here, or one of them somewhere, is warped. It might be this one. And then in the middle of this railing, you got to have another post added, another one here, another one in this middle right here, one more in the corner here, and one more in that far section of railing to meet code and really strengthen up the deck. So no, he doesn't need to replace the whole deck. And unfortunately, getting good press treated wood right now is difficult and it's expensive. So it's not a cheap proposition. This center on the French door, we can go ahead and fix that too. You can see the wrinkle up in this master bathroom window right here. That's got to get done. So lots of things to do. The cool thing about us, you can call us for little handyman stuff. We've got a few of our fellows, that's all they do now is little small handyman stuff. It's harder for us to schedule, so just be patient with us. But we got 3 guys doing that full time now. So you want to hang some pictures, you want to paint a wall, you want to change a faucet, you want to change a toilet. We've got plumber, we got everybody pretty much. But this is a beautiful house. It won't take much to turn it around. Really won't. You can kind of see condition of the railing from the side here. You get a better view of the corner boards up there. We like to shoot these videos so homeowners can actually see. We were trying to meet this homeowner today. And here's another big red flag for contractors and people, homeowners in Georgia. If they're insisting that a husband and wife or 2 people, married, are on site to meet the salesperson, don't do that. That's a high pressure sale. You don't want that. Most times, if you want to meet with us, great. Most times we'll just email you the quote and we'll probably forget to follow up and call you. We're just too busy for that. So if you want us to do the work, great. You let us know. We'll work it out for you. Over here, I'm not sure what he wants to do. If he wants to put this privacy panel up here and a set of stairs, I don't know what he wants. So we'll have to ask him about that. And then this side railing is, in the middle here, we need to add a post and then add screws to all these balusters that go all the way through. This drain right here, I can't tell if it was added as this is probably a foundation drain, honestly, and obviously the landscaper's got it. We need to check it out and see where it's running to and draining. Downspouts connected to corrugated pipe like this. That pipe is long clogged, which is why someone broke it away. So it's just running that water against the foundation. Drainage issues are huge. We do a ton of that stuff too. So HandyANdy really is a one-call fixes all. I like to say almost all. These 2 windows on the left side of the house, we're going to replace both the left and right brick molds on both sides. And you can see a little bit of flashing, but they cut it short. And again, once the caulk failed, stuff just rotted out. But again, it's a beautiful home. So, sometimes I come out to your house and you feel terrible, like, oh my God, Andy's telling me I got a horrible house. No, not at all. You just have some work to do. That's all. But freshly painted, it's a beautiful house. If you decide to sell, it'll sell very, very quickly. Anyway, Andy with HandyANdy. Be patient with us. And anything you need, just let us know. We'll see you at the next house. Bye for now.